This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Okay, hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to the second part of Anna trying to do damage control from her lipedema story and the New York Bagel video that came out. In the first part of this, we talk about Anna's Instagram post from the fallout from the New York Bagel video. I'm not going to rehash that. Go back and watch it if you want to see me ranting about that. It is first thing in the morning. This video is now 10 hours old as of this recording, which is July the 12th. Yes, it is. All day. So at the end of the last video, I was talking about the dark anthropological principles that we're going to encounter in this video. Again, I hate to be repetitive, but this is a 27-minute video, and I know I'm going to rant. But we're going to be looking at the principles of power dynamics, where Anna is trying to get control of her online persona through these videos, through that post. She's trying to control the story, control the narrative. It's fine. It's her story. It's her narrative, whatever. Whether she's successful or not, whole other story. We're also seeing covert manipulation here, where she is knowingly manipulating her audience, trying to convince us to support and agree with her, even though we may or may not actually do that. Both of those come back around to presentation versus reception, or intent versus reception. Anna intends for these videos to garner her support and to bring people over to her side. Reception-wise, does not seem to be working. Or at least, if you just read the very curated comments in Anna's YouTube section, sure. But in reality, not so much. And the last one we will talk about is ethical consideration, which is basically Anna not considering her audience when she's talking about various things like surgery, like treatment, like her weight loss journey. She lies. She just flat lies. And she doesn't take into consideration how those lies might impact her audience, right? So those are the principles we're going to be looking at as we go through this video. It is important for me to mention that when this video first went up, it was called, I believe, I Can't Walk Anymore. And she got a little bit of backlash from her audience, from people who are actually not capable of walking, calling her out and saying, basically, this is inappropriate. And she got quite a bit of negative feedback from that, to the point where she changed the title of the video. Anna does that anyway. It's been documented that she changes the titles of her videos after a while. Her 5K videos are kind of, I think she changed the title of the first or the second one because she was getting so much negative feedback from it, right? This one is kind of the same way. And I'm also mildly concerned that this video won't survive the test of time, because Anna's also known to delete videos that don't serve her purposes or that get too much negative backlash. This video is new enough that I think I don't know, it's been around for 10 hours at this point. She probably would have deleted it quicker. I do have her sped up to 1:15, so if she seems particularly animated, that's why. No other reason. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody thank you to everybody who's going. Hit the thumbs up button. Yeah, let's just jump into this then. Go.
Hi, my name's Anna, and
Hi.
I'm here. I have a condition called lipedema.
I gotta talk about her intro real fast, and I know I've done this the last few videos, but Anna is desperately trying to rebrand her channel again. And this time she's a lipedema warrior, right? Rawr! She's tackling her lipedema by doing absolutely none of the treatments that her doctors told her to do. Rah! Surgery is the only way. Period. Even though I was told several different ways to treat my lipedema by 3 different doctors who I chose to ignore until somebody told me they'd give me surgery for free. All right, but so Anna is trying to rebrand her channel as this lipedema warrior channel, and so she's got new tags and stuff that she uses, and she's got this new intro. Hi, I'm Anna, and I have lipedema. That's her new intro and all that.
And at the time of filming this, I am 5 days post-op my first lipedema removal surgery, which I had on my outer thighs and upper hip shelf. I decided going through this journey that it was really important to document it. Not a lot of people know about my condition. And
Is that really true, though? I don't know. I am more exposed to it than I have been in the past, only because before I followed Anna, I was following Jordan Underwood, who also has lipedema, and who also went and had treatment for it, which consisted of compression wrap therapy, lymphatic massage, switching to a anti-inflammatory diet, and weight loss and exercise. That's how Jordan Underwood treated their lipedema. I don't know if Jordan was going to pursue surgery, because the last time I checked in on Jordan, it looks like Jordan's maybe regressing a bit, which means they're probably not sticking with the treatments for their lipedema. But before that happened, Jordan was quite successful in treating the lipedema. But Jordan also has lipolipedema, stage 4. Anna's claiming to have stage 4 lipedema. I don't know about that one. I know she has lipedema. That's not really, I don't disbelieve her on that one. But anyway.
a lot of the information that's out there is frankly not accurate. So I wanted to try to
You telling me the Mayo Clinic's not accurate?
provide insights
I mean, maybe.
and knowledge about my condition and also the process of treating it.
This is Anna trying to sell herself as an authority on lipedema and lipedema treatment. And the reason why she needs to neg other sources of information about lipedema is because the information that she's giving out is not sitting well with a lot of people, particularly because even though it might be a little accurate, it's not completely accurate. But Anna needs her information to be considered accurate in order for the rest of her story to work. Anna needs us to believe that the only way to treat lipedema is through surgery, because otherwise we could question why she didn't do the other forms of treatment for lipedema. She has yet to explain why her lipedema in particular is so special that it will not respond to any other form of treatment. Which, by the way, we have never seen her do or hear her talk about, ever, until this story arc began. And even then, we didn't even really hear her talking about the other forms of treatment that she had been recommended by 3 other doctors. We didn't even hear her talk about that until she got closer to the actual surgery that she was having done. So it is very clear to me that Anna never did anything else to treat this lipedema. We know that she didn't change her diet. We know that she was doing high impact exercises, which she was told not to do. I'm pretty sure she never did any other form of treatment for her lipedema, including weight loss. Wegovy, she went on Wegovy not because of the lipedema. She went on Wegovy because she was sponsored by Novo Nordisk and because she wanted to lose weight. But she wouldn't have done it if she hadn't been sponsored. But this is the story that Anna wants us to believe. And in order for us to believe this story, we have to ignore all of the other information that's out there about lipedema. So that's why she starts off so early in this video. That information out there isn't correct. Okay, Dr. O'Brien. She does this in her book a lot too. She will not cite her sources, so she's not going to tell us where this information that she's getting is coming from that is more accurate than anything else on the internet or any of the other lipedema doctors that she went to go see and told her to do these things. She's not informing us of where she got her information from. And she herself is not a doctor, so she's not a primary source. She does this in her book. It aggravates the hell out of me. Anna will not cite her sources because if she cites her sources, we could look them up and we could challenge her sources. And Anna doesn't like to be challenged. Proceed.
So this kind of kicks off the second video in a series, the first being my actual announcement that I was going to have surgery, which you
The breakdown in your hotel room, your other breakdown, which we also did a reaction to, going, what?
can watch here.
Yep,
We're
there we
gonna
go.
talk about this condition and how
Lovely screenshot, by the way.
It's affected my life, and also the process of getting surgery. So today kind of kicks off, I think, a very exciting part of the journey, which was A, selecting my surgeon, and B, preparing myself for an assessment.
Why doesn't she have her little Fitbit watch, her little Apple Watch on today, I wonder? You can see the tan line from where it's supposed to be on her wrist. I wonder why she's not wearing it today.
Of how much lipedema has affected my life. So first and foremost, about 2 months ago, maybe even longer than that, I'll be honest, my brain is really foggy post-surgery, so
taking notes and writing things down and referring to those notes would have been ludicrous.
Don't trust any dates I say, because I'm not even sure if they're correct, but
we won't, don't worry.
I think it was April I went. I think. I flew to LA and I saw several doctors about potentially having surgery.
She saw a doctor. She documented it. There's a TikTok out there of her sitting in the doctor's lab going, while music plays in the background and there's like script on the screen. That was the TikTok. She saw a doctor when she went to LA. Her refusing to nail down her timeline here, though, allows her later on to either backpedal if she needs to, or to double down if she wants to, right? It allows her this vagueness that gives her a lot more flexibility with her storyline. We see this a lot with fat acceptance and health at every size people when they start talking about their doctors or their health journeys or like how they're getting medical discrimination or stuff like that. We see this incredibly vague talk, this vague storyline, this vague timeline kind of stuff, because it allows for them to be able to adjust as necessary. Jordan Underwood, who I will continue to compare her to, Jordan Underwood did a incredibly similar thing. Jordan even deleted their videos where they actually hammered out their timeline because people were using it against them because they were saying things that didn't fit into their timeline. And they still do. Don't get me wrong. Jordan is not a poster child for like the best lipedema patient on the planet. They're really not. Sam at Every Size did a really good video following Jordan Underwood's timeline and how it fluctuated and how it changed as Jordan needed it to in order to support Jordan's story. I'm 80% sure, I'm 95% sure I can do the same thing with Anna, and we can see how the timeline fluctuates and changes as Anna needs the storyline to change.
I had also done some research about doctors in my area in Texas. I ultimately decided against local doctors because some of them had BMI requirements or they just did not have enough experience with advanced stage cases. I am a stage 4 patient, which...
You live in the same state as Dr. Now. Excuse you? Okay. Translation. I couldn't find a doctor in Texas that would treat me, so I doctor shopped into LA.
We will talk about later what that actually means. So I needed to find someone with a lot of experience in treating this condition.
You want me to believe that in one of the most obese states in the Union, with some of the best medical research in the Union, you want me to believe that there wasn't someone there who had knowledge of advanced cases of lipedema? You really want to try to convince me of that, Anna? Really? Are you sure? Again, you're in the same state as Dr. Now. Granted, Texas is a very big state. It's one of the largest states. I think it is the largest state in the union. Okay? So, I get you. I feel you. I understand, but I don't believe you.
Okay, so I'm here in Los Angeles.
Okay, hang on. There is one thing I wanted to look at here. This is a good picture because it's a full front face of Anna. Now, this would be prior. This is all prior to the video earlier where she's in the blue outfit in the same video, right? And I'm looking at some very specific things, so one of which being her neckline and her shoulders here. So from whenever this is taken, you can see it real nice there. So from wherever this little preview was taken, can you see the preview? To this blue outfit, She has gained a significant amount of weight. Yeah. All right. So that was another speculation a lot of people were having, is that Anna was gaining weight.
Condition. Okay, so I'm here in Los Angeles and I'm a little nervous right now because I'm going to my first appointment with a lipedema removal specialist in Los Angeles.
Her first and only appointment. She did not see multiple doctors while she was in LA. She only went to the Roxbury Institute.
To see if I'm ready to start that process. From what I know and what I've seen, this process might take up to 2 years for me. And in talking with my other medical team members,
Medical team members. How many doctors do you have, Anna? I have a primary care and an OBGYN. How many doctors do you have, Anna?
I think that it's best for me and my health to start the process now. So I just got back from my doctor's appointment and I'm going to be really honest with you. I'm still really processing everything.
And so I'm going to cry. Anna, okay, my problem with Anna crying, my problem with anybody crying, but my problem primarily with Anna crying is Anna's tears are manipulative. Anna cries to get her way. Anna cries because she knows if she cries, people will cave and give her what she wants, or at least that's what she thinks. We see this exact same behavior anytime you watch My 600-Pound Life, especially with some of the more combatant patients that Dr. Now has. He'll start telling them, you have to lose weight or you can't have the surgery. And they'll start to cry because they think by crying, he's going to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Okay, we can have the surgery. That's what Anna's tears feel like. They're very manipulative. They're very controlling. They're very contrived. They're not natural. They're very crocodile tear-esque. That's my problem with Anna crying. I had a couple people ask me why I get so upset about it. That's why. Crying on camera is 99.9% of the time manipulation, because you have control over the camera. If you really do get worked up to the point where you can't hold back tears, you can cut the camera. You can edit that part out. You don't have to have that in the video. You chose to put it in the video. Video is inherently manipulative. Ergo, anything in the video is manipulation. And that includes my videos, so have fun with that.
over the last 6 months, I've had a lot of trouble losing weight.
This is the other storyline. The Wegovy quit working, you guys. It's not because I don't exercise and I don't eat. It's the Wegovy quit working, you guys. It's not because I refused to change my diet and I force-fed myself through the Wegovy. The Wegovy stopped working. I'm sure Novo Nordisk is really happy about that. Actually, what I think happened what I think happened is Novo Nordisk stopped giving her free Wegovy, and that's why she went off of it. I don't think her weight loss plateaued or anything. I think it got yanked because she wasn't doing a very good job of being a Wegovy ambassador.
My body's changed, but I haven't lost weight, and I had started to really punish myself for it.
How does your body change but you didn't lose weight? I'm trying to think that one over. Y'all let me know.
It's reducing calories further, working out more. It wasn't healthy, and
okay, so her claim is that she started overly restricting her calories and started exercising to excess. This is her story. My weight loss stalled. My body was changing but wasn't losing weight. I was starving myself and forcing myself to overexercise. Okay. You want to try that again?
I saw my obesity doctor, and she's like, well, maybe we need to try a different medication. Maybe we need to do these things.
What other things, Anna? Besides changing your meds, what other things?
So we had proceeded down that path.
Which was?
And I still really haven't been having like tons of results, but we knew that it might take time.
Time that I was not willing to give.
Today, meeting with the lipedema specialist, and I'm sorry, I'm like halfway between crying and not crying all through this, so
no shit, we couldn't tell.
This is gonna be a mess, but I'm gonna have to have a lot of surgeries to get it removed. And I've kind of been lying to myself a little bit about the pain that I experience on a day-to-day basis, so I've been trying to live through the pain. ignore the pain. I've in a lot of ways failed to acknowledge that pain.
When was this? Hang on. Anna is constantly complaining about pain. Constantly. She's always complaining about being in pain and being tired. Like the last two cruises, paid for cruises she was on, she complained about physical pain. Like, okay, but you never talk about your pain, Anna. Go on. Yeah, that face right there. That's the bullshit face. I'm learning Anna's tells, her body language tells. I don't know, that pisses people off when I mention it, but I'm gonna do it anyway. But yeah, I'm starting to learn where her lie zones are and where her like making shit up zones are, and she's kind of waffling into one right now.
And when he was like prodding me to feel for the lipedema, because they do like a full like feel you up to feel it inside your body. It just was in a lot of places, and I allowed myself to feel that hurt, and it just is like really exciting, but also like really scary. And I feel like mad at myself for being so hard on myself. I just feel a lot of things right now. And
if all this guy did to find her lipedema was basically a manual massage, why did the guy at Run Lab catch this? The physical therapists at Run Lab catch this? You want me to believe that they have no knowledge of what lipedema is? Also, you already knew you had lipedema during the Run Lab saga, so it's not like you just found out you have lipedema. You've known for as long as I've been watching your channel, which is like going on, I think 2-ish years at this point. So you've known for a while you have lipedema. So why didn't the people at Run Lab mention it, or why didn't you mention it while you were at Run Lab?
And I had all these big plans that it was going to go, and instead I'm going to just sit here with this because I feel like I'm mourning. I feel sad, and I guess I should feel happy because I know I'm not crazy, and it's not because I'm not working hard enough or I'm not eating right.
It is, and she does know that. This is where she goes. This is her reset zone, actually, is what she does here. She'll say something, and then she resets, and she always resets into this like angry face, like her in-between expression faces, because Anna doesn't naturally flow between expressions. Anna makes an expression and then resets. And she makes an expression and then she resets. She doesn't like naturally flow between expressions, which is another reason why she comes off disingenuous sometimes. I don't necessarily think it's because she's disingenuous. I just don't think Anna knows how to emote properly. Kind of like Amber Lynn. Amber comes off as fake sometimes because like I don't think she actually has a natural flow of emotions, and I think that's the same problem here. And I think Anna's like, I'm supposed to be upset. Okay, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be near tears. Okay, you know, kind of a thing.
But at the same time, this is going to be several years to resolve, and it's going to be very, very expensive, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot to take on, and
that's the first time we've heard her mention expense.
Well, there's a lot of hope at the end of the tunnel. It was more today than I thought. I guess I just want to be at the end. I'm sick of going through it. I'm just really sick of going through it. And I think this is the thing that no one talks about when they talk about health, is that we love before and after pictures. We love seeing people before and after and how their bodies change, but we don't acknowledge the time that is in between, and the struggle and the journey and the pain. And I'm going to tell.
Who's we, white man? Pretty much every time I've watched any kind of transformation video, you know, they do like the Rocky montage, but they talk about how all of the channels I watch, including the bodybuilders, they all talk about the time and, you know, learning to tell themselves no, and the pain of just overworking sometimes, or under eating, or pushing themselves too hard, or not pushing hard enough. Like part of watching people's transformations is listening to the struggle, because the struggle is real, right? So I don't know what she's talking about. Apparently all Anna does is look at Instagram and just flip through before and after pictures and doesn't read any of the stuff that goes along with the pictures.
Tell you it's a very painful process and you grieve a lot of things through it.
What is it with her and grieving? She grieves everything. Everything's grieving. My body's betraying me and I'm grieving about it. I have to have surgery. I'm grieving about it. I've eaten myself into near immobility and I'm grieving about it. Excuse me, I have no sympathy right now. I'm sorry.
And I'm sick of going through that process.
Who cries like this for real? This is the other problem, is her expressions are so overdone. They're just so exaggerated. That's the word I'm looking for. They're so exaggerated. At any given point. It's just, they're unreal. Whether she really does cry like this or not, but they're just, it comes off as fake. It just comes off as fake. Whether it's real or not, it unfortunately comes off as fake. See, this is what I'm talking about. Can I get there? Okay, here we are. And reset. 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 Perfectly, nothing's fucking wrong with us. Nothing. And we're still nothing's wrong with us. Okay, now we're working into another phase, working ourselves up. It's just so, it's so disingenuous. And I don't know if she's really like this. I guess. It just really doesn't come off as genuine. And it's unfortunate if this is really how this works for her, because it's never going to come off as genuine. Which is unfortunate. Okay, anyway.
And I just learned that process is going to be quite a bit longer for me, and I don't know where I'm at right now. The last 12 hours has been so stressful. There's really no other words for it. I've been picking at my face because my anxiety reached a level that it really hasn't been at for a really long time. So now I have another appointment tomorrow at 9:15. And I have to do everything I did today all over again. And that was already really emotionally taxing. And I can only imagine that if I don't have a similar conversation, that then it will also be confusing. And I'm tired. I'm tired of medical stuff.
Why do you have to have the exact same appointment 2 days in a row?
I'm done. I would like a break from it. But unfortunately, that's not how this works. The anxiety is real, but I got ready. I put on a cute outfit because you know what? Some days that's all I can control. I can show up looking my best, even if I don't feel my best.
That's right. You can smile your way through it, even when you don't really feel good. And they get mad when people don't know how you're feeling. Cool. This is another one of her making shit up faces, by the way. She's in another one of her making shit up zones.
I guess I'm just like overcompensating for how emotionally wrecked I feel. And yeah, I'm wearing this bra that does not work with this top, but I'm gonna have a denim jacket on.
I thought that was the top, but okay.
And the only reason I'm doing that is because this is a good bra to get prodded in. The robe, she's not fitting, but that's okay.
I want to go through Anna's videos and I want to find a video where she doesn't show her ass, like literally shows her ass. She loves her rear end. She thinks it is probably her best asset. And you can tell because she literally shows it to us in every video.
We're here for doctor's appointment number.
By the way, I really like the color of the bra and panty set.
So, here we go. So, I got done with my appointment, and then I just had a quick change to go to the airport. And what's good is I feel different after this appointment. After my first doctor's review, I felt really anxious and uncomfortable. And after this appointment, I feel very hopeful and excited. Oh, there's some bumps. It's the beginning of a really exciting new journey. And I'm going to take you guys along for the whole way.
Are you then? Wow. Got like the duper's delight going on and the head shake and the not looking at the camera. I didn't mean to pause on that face, but there we are. Oh shit, I lost the rest of my train of thought there. That caught me off guard.
I'm worth it. I've done a lot of work and it's time to now take this step.
Who sits on Anna's shoulder all day long and goes, "You're worthless. You're worthless." Because that's what it sounds like. She's always reminding the audience, "I'm worth it. I'm worth it. I deserve this. I'm worthy of this." Like, who? I've never seen anybody in her comments section. I've seen a lot of people say a lot of shitty things. I've never seen anyone in her comments section be like, "You're worthless." I've never seen that. Even in my comments section where people vent, I've never seen someone call her worthless or say that she's not worth something. Like, I don't know where she's getting this from. And going off of this weird duper's delight face that she's making, I'm guessing this is just an inner monologue. Or in her first video, she was talking about how everybody's going to try to make a villain out of her. And I think she wants people to make a villain out of her so that she can have like a redemption arc kind of a thing, or she can do the whole like, "I showed them" kind of a thing. And maybe that's part of this. Maybe she wants the audience to believe that people think she's worthless and unworthy, so that later on when she's had her beautiful swan transformation, she can be like, "See, I showed you." And it's like, Anna, nobody's saying this to you. If you're saying this to yourself, this is yet another reason why you need to be in therapy. But even people who are being nasty to you, I've never seen say that. Now, I've not seen every single comment. I've seen all of them in my comment section, but I've not seen every single comment in her comment section, especially since she deletes a good chunk of them. So there you have it. But I guess I feel like she either has a lot of negative self-talk, which she really needs to see somebody about, and or she really needs to write this story, this narrative that the world at large is completely and 100% against her and doesn't believe that she can achieve or be anything, so that she can have the redemption arc where she comes out of this the hero. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not kind of a combination of both of those things, but she really, really, really needs her audience to believe that people at large in general, the faceless masses, believe that she is worthless somehow, so that she can prove them wrong. Whoever the fuck they are.
I ultimately decided to go with Dr. David.
She's gained so much weight. Just from that clip to this clip, which is not that many months. Even if it was April that she was doing this, it's not that many months. She's like easily gained 50 pounds, if not more.
Amron at the Roxbury Institute, who runs the Advanced Lipedema Treatment Program. There's a lot of reasons why. Again, we'll address that in a later video.
Most of which being they gave me free treatment. Look at that face. This is what I'm talking about, her reset faces. They're always so angry.
As part of getting lipedema covered by...
I don't know who her editor is, but she needs to get a new one. She's so mad. Look how mad she is. Look how mad she is. This is her reset face. This is her going into that cut. Look at how angry she is.
Part of getting lipedema covered by insurance, one of the things they really stress to you is that you're able to articulate how much the condition has affected your life.
So that's why we're starting this storyline, is so that we can tell our insurance company how bad it is. I mean, I get you. That's fine. I have a thing against insurance companies, so, you know, you do what you got to do to get what you need from your insurance company, and I really am not going to hold it against you. But maybe don't lie to your audience. Your audience isn't your insurance company. And there's a lot of people that are following you who are in the younger age groups, like, you know, 24 to 35, who are looking for someone to help them work through their own problems. You shouldn't do that on the internet, by the way. But unfortunately they do. So maybe don't lie to these people, because like they might take what you're saying or you're doing as an appropriate course of action, and that's questionable at this point.
So in order to kind of do that and show you guys on video, we went to a gym where I was staying in New York for something totally unrelated to this.
Why are you standing?
And just filmed some issues that I'm currently having with mobility. Now, if you watch my last video, you know that when I was on Wegovy.
Okay. Who's we? Why did you go to random gym? Did you say you're in New York?
Show you guys on video, we went to a gym where I was staying in New York for something totally unrelated to this.
Okay, you're in New York for something unrelated to the lipedema thing. So you're just for shits and giggles in a gym posing. And I'm assuming John's filming you, or you set your own camera up.
And just filmed some issues that I'm currently having with mobility. Now, if you
What was I supposed to be seeing there?
watch my last video, you know that when I was on Wegovy, it did help my inflammation a lot. So I did have a little bit, like actually a lot more mobility and less pain. But coming off of it has kind of really exposed.
Oh, you can't do your horse kick anymore? To be fair, Anna, I don't think you ever got your foot higher than that anyway. There have been some questions and a lot of comments in my section, at least, about Wegovy and inflammation. And the answer is there does appear to be some connection between between the GLP-1s being anti-inflammatory, which again is a really exciting development for me. I think the good sides of GLP-1s are great. Okay? So I'm kind of excited about these things for more than just weight loss. Anti-inflammatory, basically, I've seen several reports now of it being used off-label, obviously, for arthritis. That actually makes me really excited. I have some really shitty arthritis to look forward to as I get older. So that's kind of exciting, right? So when she says that coming off the Wegovy caused her inflammation and her pain to come back, there's probably some actual truth to that. And there was a lot of questions, including from myself, about if that was even a thing. And yes, it is a thing. The Wegovy could probably was helping with inflammation and pain management from the inflammation. So I think that's exciting, you guys.
How bad the condition is affecting the actual underlying.
I don't entirely know exactly what she thinks she's demonstrating here, because she is as flexible here as she was when she was doing her workout videos, showing us how much of a fitness queen she was and how much her form has improved from doing exercises for 9 months. So she's just as mobile here as she was a year ago while she was on Wegovy.
Fabric of my life. And the reality is like eventually the Wegovy will not be able to help solve this problem. So we need to.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but because I know there's probably some people out there who do have this issue. So I'm just sharing my thought. I cannot imagine the struggle of having to physically move my belly in order to do what she was trying to get into, look like the pigeon pose in yoga. I cannot, where you have one leg folded in front of you and the other one extended behind you. That looks not only very uncomfortable, but also very laborious to get into that position. It's as you have to physically move your body, chunks of your body to do that. That one blew me away a little bit. That caught me off guard.
Deal with it before it gets to that point. So we did our own like kind of little video assessment.
So this video that we've been watching has nothing to do with her doctors. This is just something Anna decided to film because. So nothing in that video is diagnostic in any way, shape, or form, which is good because I have no idea what she was trying to demonstrate.
2 weeks ago, I could easily do this.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't do that 9 months ago.
But in coming off the medication, I can't even do the pose anymore.
You know what would help that claim, honestly, is showing a picture of yourself doing a full pigeon. and being like, look, you guys, I could do it. Now, I know that Anna used to do yoga back in 2016-ish. And she, from her form in those pictures, she was at least 150 pounds lighter, but also way more flexible, and her form looked good. So I don't really know if it's the lipedema causing her to not be able to get into position, or if it's just the mass of her body that is not allowing her to get into that position.
So, yeah, that sucks. I knew I needed to film this just so I could see the progress after surgery, but I didn't realize how much it would hurt.
So are you going to try to do the exact same positions, I assume, after you've fully recovered from surgery? Because I would not expect her 5 days out from surgery to even attempt to do any of that.
I think I was in denial about how bad it was because I had a magic cure. I guess it wasn't so magical, but...
So that confirms that, yes, that she did view Wegovy as being a magical cure for her obesity, which also tells me that she changed absolutely nothing about her lifestyle to accommodate the Wegovy or to assist the Wegovy in actually helping her lose weight.
It gave me some of my mobility back. But going off it has taught me that
her crying is so fake. It's so fake. It's painful.
I can't hide the fact that my body is not okay.
But this is another one of those situations where I'm talking about, we're never getting through this video, by the way, that I'm talking about where she's using her crying as covert manipulation or it's overt. She's trying to manipulate the audience through crying. Look at me. Look how pitiful I am. You can't be mad at me because I'm pitiful. Yeah, I can still be mad at you. Now I'm just irritated that you're crying on top of it. But she's trying to win her audience over by crying. She's trying to get her way through crying, whether those are real tears or not. And I fall on the end of those weren't real, but that just seems to be Anna's default defense mechanism, is to cry.
Everywhere there's lipedema feels like a bruise right now. And I've noticed that I've started having some lymphedema in my lower extremities, which I've never had before.
So she does have lymphedema on top of lymphedema, whatever. She's got the fluid plus the fat. So she's admitting it here that she does have the fluid buildup plus the fat buildup.
Compression socks to sleep last night. My joints are fiery, and in some ways they just don't even move at the same, they're just not as mobile as they were literally just 2 weeks ago.
So her talking about being 2 weeks out from the surgery is when she stopped, in her first video where she said she stopped taking the Wegovy. So this does help us put this clip into a timeline. We know she's in New York. We know she's 2 weeks out from surgery. She's somewhere in that 2 week out span before surgery, because she had to quit taking her GLP-1s to prep for the surgery. So we know where all of that is. I just have a real hard time, and this is because I've not personally experienced it, but I just have a real hard time believing that in 2 weeks, she went from being able to run a 5K, that's in quotes for a reason, to being practically immobile just because she came off the Wegovy, which wasn't working in the first place. It's just it's little things like that that make people question her storyline. It's inconsistent and it doesn't make sense. And I don't know, maybe it's one of those situations where you have to be there to really understand it. And, I will never be there, hopefully. But it unfortunately makes her story hard to swallow.
I'm trying to think what else has changed. Everything feels harder. Everything feels heavier and more difficult to move. And this is where the mental aspect comes in a little bit more, but I myself feel heavier because my body feels heavier, and it's, even though physically I haven't changed in weight a lot.
That was deceptive. That was a deceptive statement.
Because I can feel it more, I am more frustrated and more upset with my body, and I have less peace with my body.
You are your body, Anna. Stop separating yourself from your body. That's literally part of your problem. I would say 25% of your problem is the fact that you will not acknowledge that you are your body. You keep seeing your body as like some kind of alien force that exists around the real you, and it's actively working against you. You are your body.
It feels like a betrayal right now. It feels like it is fighting me and fighting what's best for me, and I am seeing the things I worked really hard for just not be possible anymore.
Like...
And like, I came to New York delusional. I thought we were going to do all these fitness classes, and there's absolutely no way I can.
So you went to New York to do fitness classes? I still don't know why she was in New York, other than to get a bagel, apparently. This clip would be during the bagel. Let me put this other way. This clip and the bagel video are in the same timeline.
I mean, the best I can do right now is walking, so we're going to find ways to walk, but like
to go get a bagel?
That wasn't an issue before. I could always do a fitness class, maybe not as big as anyone, but like now I can't even freaking get up and down without just like really hurting. It's hard. It's hard, and I am trying to keep my wits about me, but I am so frustrated with my body. And I would say I'm incredibly thankful to the Wegovy for reducing my pain, but at the same time I'm a little angry because I didn't realize it was this bad. Because before, when I hurt, I legitimately thought it was because I was out of shape. But now
Because you were.
I'm realizing that it was a little bit more complex than that. Yeah.
It really isn't, though.
Yes, I was out of shape, but also my body was actively fighting against me moving.
No, Anna. You were out of shape. You're obese, Anna.
So it's just changed the entire way I see my journey, the entire way I see myself, and it kind of the only way through is through. So I have to just like feel all these things and experience all these things while just awaiting a treatment that should work but may not. And that's
Okay, so we're going to cry again. Cry. So in that statement, she's actually not foreshadowing, but creating an out for the surgery to not work. And this is the second or third time I've heard her do this, is talk about how the surgery might not work. So she's already creating like an escape hatch, I guess. Kind of like with the Wegovy. She's like, I'm grateful for the Wegovy, but I'm also mad that it masked my pain. Okay, sure. So we're already here in this clip and in another clip. I think it was the first one where she's having the meltdown in her room, where we're talking about how the surgery might not in the long run end up working. So she's already creating an escape hatch for that.
That's scary too. Like, it's a big deal. It's not a 5-minute procedure, but now I feel like it's my only hope.
Okay, I'm gonna speed her up to time and a half because she's really slow. And this video is already gonna be like an hour and a half at this point, so.
Because I can't live like this. I mean, all I want is to move. And I can't do what I want to do. I can't live the life I want to live.
If you had been moving and had been eating clean and on the Wegovy, you would be able to lead the life you want to lead. You have done this to yourself. I'm sorry. This is Anna's problem 101, where Anna is now trying to shove said problem off onto the universe. Like, whose fault is this, Anna? Is it Jessica Simpson's fault?
Okay, so I'm gonna touch
Told you.
from here all the way up. These, like if you can see, they're literally like drags. So these are pockets of lipidemic fat here,
Okay.
and those are part of the condition. And when I push the skin together, you can see those pebbles. You can see those are the lipidemic cells. So that's what's causing me to be. This actually freaking hurts, but I think it's important to show people what it looks like.
A, I don't need this close up, and B, I'm gonna take her word for it. It looks like cellulite to me. I'm not gonna say the big pockets on her butt aren't lipedema. I mean, I just like I don't think this is doing what she thinks it's doing. Because if I do that to my thigh, it looks the same, and I don't have lipedema.
So it looks like that. I have a lot of pain here, and especially right here. If I sit in a chair and this touches the side of the chair, it will physically be painful. And I can't, one of the saddest things I can't do right now is I love having my dog sit on my lap. I'm still doing it, I should not be doing it, but it's very painful to have any pressure here. If I lightly drag like this, fine, but anytime I put any pressure, it starts to really hurt. Okay, so on the arms, I have a combination of loose skin and lipedema.
Me too. That's all loose skin, you guys. That's totally not chicken fat. That's all loose skin. Sorry, I had to. I apologize.
So this is predominantly my lipedema, and as you can see when we squeeze it, we get a weird texture again. I don't know if it's not as easy to squeeze here because there's some loose skin as well.
Okay. Who told you that? Okay.
Fast forward a couple days, we were able to get some support from Dr. Amron's team and to actually meet with an occupational therapist who specializes in basically writing to insurance the ways that your mobility and quality of life has been affected by lipedema.
AKA Dr. Amron's team has a specialist who is really good at bullshitting your insurance company to get what they want out of it.
So that took us through a definitely...
Again, I don't care. You do what you got to do to get what you need out of your insurance companies. I think they're all pieces of shit, so.
More formal process. I'm just going to let you guys watch it. It was a very hard experience for me. And I think if you're going through this process and you decide to do something like this assessment to help with your insurance, just know going into it that it will shock you and it will be hard.
So I don't know what has been explained to you as far as the functional capacity eval goes, but the purpose is, so, oh, great. Then this will give me a chance to kind of explain what we're doing. So the purpose is, so we can see if you have any functional limitations because of the lipedema. So we're going to be looking at things like your range of motion, your strength, cardiovascular fitness, how your body composition is, meaning like, are your feet flat? Are you getting enough range of motion at the knee? What is that looking like in terms of hip and back? That kind of stuff, because they're all linked together. If one is off, it can affect the alignment down the line. I wanted to ask you, have you been doing any kind of conservative therapy? I'm sure you have conservative therapy as far as for your lymphatics, MLD, the pump, anything like that.
I don't have the pump. So because I was losing...
No. The answer is no. Somebody asked me, how do I know she hasn't been doing these things? I think Anna's about to tell me.
I wore full compression for a while, but then I basically sized out of it.
Okay.
And then I had a problem finding gear that actually fit.
Okay.
So it was on my list to purchase new gear or get custom gear made.
Yeah.
And now I'm going into surgery, so it's kind of a new point.
Sure.
Do you wear compression socks a lot? Anytime, especially now in the summer because it's so much worse.
No, you don't. You literally did your compression sock haul while you were in New York. You had to buy compression socks because you didn't own any. So, what? And you had a full compression outfit, but you sized out of it, so you gained so much weight that you couldn't fit into your clothes anymore. Okay. You never used the pump at all. Okay. I haven't heard you mention dry brushing or massage yet, but I'm sure we'll get to it.
I know how to do basic lymphatic massage on myself and dry brushing.
So I'm going to just ask you a couple of questions in regards to
You know how to, but are you doing it?
your extremities. Do your legs feel heavy and tired by the end of the day?
Yes, all the time.
Does elevation alleviate pain or swelling?
It helps a little, but I wouldn't say that's like a magical cure.
Looks like you've done all of those things. Oh gosh, you've like done everything. You've done
These are the people that have been telling Anna that she's magical and somehow defies the laws of physics. These are the people.
everything.
What do you mean?
Meaning like you've done every conservative measure, like you've done the dry brushing, the self MLD.
No. She said she knows how to. She didn't say she was doing it. She hasn't been wearing compression garments, so how can you say she's doing that? And she straight up said she didn't have the pump. How has she been doing anything? She hasn't said she's done any of this except for a short period of time she might have worn a compression garment. She's lying about the socks because she's got herself on video showing us the socks that she bought specifically for this surgery because she didn't own any. That was a bold-faced lie.
You don't have the pump yet, but you're working on that. You've been wearing compression.
Did you just say she was doing the pump? She said she didn't own it.
You've done the dry brushing, the self MLD. Don't have the pump yet, but you're working on that. You've been wearing compression. You've been exercising. You've been doing the diet. Like, you've
What diet?
done everything right. So
Okay, I'm sorry. I've lost all respect for these people. I've been trying really, really, really hard not to be like, oh my God, they're a bunch of quacks. I've been trying really hard not to do that. And also, I understand that it's this lady's literal job to get the insurance companies to pay for this surgery. And in order to do that, she has to be able to say nothing else is working. But first off, Anna hasn't been doing the pump at all. So there's one thing that she could be doing that she isn't. She didn't say she was doing dry brushing and the lymphatic massage. She said she knows how to. Those are two different statements, okay? She's never owned those compression socks. At least she says when she shows us the compression socks that she ordered, she first bought a set that didn't fit because she didn't own any. And then she had to rush order a second set because the first set didn't work. Okay, like, and the only thing she's mentioned that she actually did was a compression garment that she wore for a very brief amount of time because she got too big for it and never bothered to order a new one. So she's not even doing compression garments anymore. How is she doing everything? What diet? She's never mentioned diet ever once. Now, Anna doesn't talk about what she eats, but she's shown us on a very rare occasion the things she does eat, and those aren't on her diet. Those aren't an anti-inflammatory diet, which is what she should be on. Okay. I'm sorry.
that's
And
good
that's the
news.
crazy thing. So like I am strong, and the thing that's most frustrating to me.
Hey, random guy in the background that we totally know you could be blurring out but aren't. I'm sure he's really appreciating being on your phone call here, Anna. We know you can blur the background because you were doing it 5 seconds ago. So, what the fuck?
About this illness is all I want to do is be more active. I started my health journey to be more active, and I still have things I can't do. And I am pissed about it because I have spent 2 years doing everything right. And all it's done is made me fall in love with being active.
And this woman's not buying this at all. No, she's not buying a single word of this. Wow. Okay. Well, at least I know you're full of shit.
now my body won't let me do the thing I love. And that is so cruel. It's so
Okay.
unfair.
We're going to start doing some of the more physical testing if that's okay with you.
Okay, yeah.
I want to try.
Now you blur it out.
I've tried to set this up so we can go between walking and then looking at your arms just to give you a little bit of a break in between so you can kind of rest a little bit.
Yeah.
So the first test that I'm going to have you do is you're going to be sitting in some type of chair. You're going to put your arms on your chest like this, and you're going to stand up and sit down. And I'm going to see how many times you can do it in a 30-second interval. Okay.
Oh God, my knees are bad today. Like functionally, I can do the movement, but it hurts. Do I have to keep doing it?
As many as you can in the 30 seconds, but if you need a break, you can.
It just hurts. Like my knee joints are really bad.
If you need to,
How is this helpful? You aren't physically there to see anything, and all you're going off of is Anna telling you that it hurts. I'm not saying it doesn't hurt, but I'm saying she could be saying it hurts even when it doesn't. I wouldn't. Self-reporting is like the least reliable way to get information, is just what I'm saying here.
stop and rest. Okay.
It's like I don't like in my mind. I'm like I'll just keep going, but the
Yeah.
back of the top of my knee is really bad.
So the next test I'm going to
Wonder why she has to cross her arms across her chest to do it, though. Like, what's that doing?
have you do, this one's kind of It may seem a little bit funny looking, but it's going to help me understand if you've got some nerve involvement in your arms.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is you are going to hold your hands like this for a minute. Let me get my stopwatch going.
Like this?
Yep. I know it's strange.
Doesn't feel good. So once we had the assessment, a lot of things became really clear. First and foremost, some of the things that I thought were weight-related problems probably were a little bit weight-related problems, but were also
I have arthritis in my wrists. What am I doing? What is this doing for me? If I hold it here for a whole minute. Go. Okay, so I did that for a minute because I was just curious, honestly. And, I mean, it's an unnatural position to hold for, like, a minute. I guess my wrists are, like, a little stiff, I guess. My fingers are maybe a little stiff. I mean, they're no more stiff than when I play Sims for too long, I guess, is my point. It's nothing unnormal.
So once we had the assessment, a lot of things became really clear. First and foremost, some of the things that I thought were weight-related problems probably were a little bit weight-related problems.
If you think it's a weight-related problem, it's probably a weight-related problem. I'm just saying. When you're 500, 600 pounds, it's probably a weight-related problem. Put it out there.
But were also lipedema problems. Second thing that I realized is that I had some pain that had come to progress in my arms that I did not have previously, and it was now affecting my range of motion as well as my strength. Third thing I noticed is, especially being off the Wegovy, is that my joints were a little bit more hyperextended, and that I was starting to cheat back how I used to walk, which is locking my legs and hyperextending so that I don't have to distribute the weight on my knee at all.
That statement only makes sense if you are trying to make me believe that you were magically walking correctly from when Run Lab started teaching you to walk correctly, which you never did. You never walked correctly. One of the things Run Lab did was straight up tell her that she didn't walk right, and they were going to teach her how to walk. The whole time she's telling us she's running, because she's got her arms up and she's pumping really fast. This is running, you guys. But they were teaching her how to walk. And from Run Lab until now, she's basically been on vacation. She's been on all these cruises and stuff, and she walks the exact same way in all of those videos that she walked before Run Lab. So that tells me that she didn't do any of the exercises or continue to practice walking correctly after Run Lab taught her or tried to teach her to walk correctly. So for her to sit here and say that she had reverted back to that since the Wegovy, since she stopped taking Wegovy 2 weeks ago, I don't even understand the timeline here. I really don't. She's being very vague and very purposefully misleading about it. But anyway, my point is like, you're trying to convince me that you were walking correctly, which I can see was not true in your videos. And now you're trying to say that you reverted back to the way you were walking before you went to Run Lab, which again, I can see from your own videos that that is not true. You never walked right. After they taught you how to walk, you still walk the exact same way you did when you went in. So what changed? Because nothing changed. Even you walking around New York for your stupid bagel, you're walking the exact same way you've walked before Run Lab and after Run Lab. So what's different?
You're doing awesome. You're almost in a minute.
Amazing. This is the one thing I feel like I can do.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really hit me until a mile in.
Okay.
That I hurt real bad.
You didn't even make a quarter of a mile in your New York bagel video and you were bitching about walking.
It's weird, it's that mile marker that typically doesn't. So at this point in the walking exercise, and I had been feeling great, like I was freaking crushing it. This is where the physical therapist tells me that my gait is incorrect, that I've regressed. And as you can see, I don't take it well. In fact, you don't really see this, but I actually asked the cameras to be stopped and I just uncontrollably sobbed in the corner for a little while because it really sucked. That moment probably hurt the most because I knew there were other issues, but I still believed I had that one thing.
If that were true, and maybe it is, she has somehow convinced herself since Run Lab that her walking has changed. She's somehow convinced herself that her gait and the way that she walked has changed since Run Lab. And again, clearly she doesn't watch her own videos because you can see that it has not.
And then I realized I didn't.
It's okay to feel sad.
I feel like in like 1 month, everything just sucks again. But it also just means I've been masking a lot of stuff. So
Yeah.
I think this moment, and this is why I'm sharing this video, was the moment that I realized that I wasn't crazy for doing the surgery. I had emotionally been going through a lot of different things. You know, I think when you get gaslit about your body and especially when you get gaslit by the internet, to be really honest, and I can't wait to see the videos that come out of this because they always do.
You're right, they do. Wait, so are you watching our videos, Anna? Why? Yeah, people are going to react to this because you lie. And you're not getting gaslit. It's not gaslighting when people are telling you the truth. You just don't like the truth. That's not gaslighting. Gaslighting is what this woman did before you started doing your physical assessment, and she goes, "Oh my God, you're doing all the things." In what world? Are we in a parallel universe somewhere? That's gaslighting. Or whatever it is when you're favorably telling somebody things.
People are gonna say things about this. That's how the internet works, and
That's true.
I know that, and I know that going into this.
Do you, though? Because you're awfully defensive about it.
But I think this was the moment where I realized that it just wasn't in my head. It wasn't something I made up, and that I was really able to put that commentary to the side and basically be like, screw you guys. I really do need this done.
Okay, brave toaster. Brave little toaster.
And it honestly made going into LA easier, the surgery part of it, which again, we're going to share with you guys in a later video.
Please don't. I don't. Okay, if it's just like the clips that she had up where it's just her being really stoned because of the anesthesia, that's fine, I guess. I don't need to see the surgery. And I'm just going to let you guys know now, if she puts up really graphic videos of the surgery, I will not be sharing that because I don't want to watch it. I don't like it. It's gross.
Because I now knew that if I didn't do it, that this was going to be my reality, except worse. And I wasn't willing to accept that reality.
And I wasn't willing to lose weight either, so surgery it was.
To be really honest, I'm not willing to accept a life where I have a loss of mobility, where I can't run, where I can't have adventures, where I can't hike, where I can't swim, where I can't just live the way I want to live. That's what this whole journey has been about.
I mean, clearly you are, though, because you don't do anything to change it. You just don't. You don't, and then you sit here and try to convince us that you do. Even though we can see that you don't. Even when and the reason I say that is, you know, the few times that she shared workout videos, or where she was trying to show us what a badass she was by doing all of her co-pilot workouts on camera, her form is shit. She can't do them for the extent of time that the workout is designed for her to do them at. And this is after claiming she's doing it 30 minutes a day for 9 months. Her form is still crap. She still can't keep up with the workout. Like, that isn't how it works. She's not losing any kind of weight. She did tone up, I will give her that. The only weight she lost was the weight she lost on Wegovy. She didn't clean up her diet. She showed us the food she was cooking there for a hot minute because she was trying to do that just the way I like it bullshit. And it was just cream, cheese, fat, cream, pasta. But it was high protein, you guys. Okay. It's also incredibly high fat and incredibly high carb.
Up until this point, if you've been following my health journey, was getting back to the things I love and enjoy.
I am following your health journey, and that's why I can say these things.
Had a taste of that over the last 2 years, and I am definitely not willing to give it up. So while it was emotionally very difficult to have to see the actual flaws in my body and what it's capable of right in front of me with a mirror that I could not look away from,
how many times are you going to do this? Because you were saying you were saying this shit at Run Lab, and Run Lab was back in January, February. Sorry, January, February, March. I think it started even earlier than that. You were saying this exact same thing while you were training with Run Lab. How many times are you going to go through this exact you were saying this shit when you started working with Copilot, the app. Like, how many times are you going to have this exact same realization, Anna? How many different ways do you need to go through this before it sticks?
It was ultimately super important because it helped me be so confident going into that surgery that this was my only option.
It's your only option because it's the only one you would entertain.
That there was no more conservative treatments, that there was no magic from Wegovy, that like this had to be dealt with. So I felt
Wegovy is not a treatment for lipedema. It never was. To my knowledge, it still isn't. I don't think the GLP-1s have any effect on lipedema. Maybe they do, but I've not heard of it. And lipedema isn't just inflammation. It's caused by inflammation, but like, even if you eliminated all sources of inflammation in your body, which you could do if you would put the effort into it, it's not going to make the lipedema go away. It's there now. You have it. It exists. It's not going anywhere. I think there's been a couple people who've mentioned that there's been a few people who are sharing their story on YouTube who have managed to reduce their lipedema without surgery, just using compression and exercise and diet. And I've yet to follow through with looking at those channels, but apparently there are people who are able to get their lipedema under control without surgery and actually reduce it without surgery. I think that's interesting. And it would be even more interesting if they were using GLP-1s along with that. Because I would think you'd want to do anything before surgery. Surgery's just risky. Like, even non-invasive or minimally invasive surgeries can have a level of risk that if you just don't have to do it, I would think you would want. If you have to have surgery, that's fine. I mean, that's just the way of the world. I feel like surgery should be like the final step, like nothing else. Surgery, you know?
I thought it was really important to show this because if A, you're wondering if you really need it, this is a great way to do it. B, it helps with insurance.
And this right here is what I'm talking about when we talk about the principle of ethical responsibility. Is Anna is pushing her journey and her solution on her audience as the solution. She's not taking her audience into consideration. This is what worked for Anna. This is Anna's journey. And she's even telling people, do this. Maybe not in those exact words, but that's what's happening right here. All right. Part of this might be because she's an ambassador for the Roxbury Institute, and this is part of what she has to do in order to get her free surgeries or whatever the fuck she's getting from this. But this is the principle. This is the manipulation principle that we're talking about here. Now it's not just this is what works for me. Now it's this will work for you too. Now it's becoming overt, you know.
Makes it a lot easier for getting claims in. And C, I think that checking in with your body before surgery to get a real knowledge of what is and is not possible will make, for me, understanding the results of the surgery a lot easier and will make me value those results. And I wanted to make sure that I had, that's why we kind of filmed our own version in the beginning, that I had something that just was a reminder that when the days get hard and things are tough at the end, I'm going to be able to look back and see tangible changes in the way my body moves, functions, and feels.
You said this exact same shit with Run Lab. So what's different this time? Other than this time, you're going under the knife. That's the big difference here.
I'm sad. It's a little sore, which is weird. I mean, I know I've said this to you because you don't know me, but the degradation in what I can do is really overwhelming for me. About 2 days ago, I tried to do pigeon pose, a stretch that I really used to love, and I physically can't even get my body into it anymore. I said this to my friend the other night, but I think it's the reality of it. I'm sorry, you're not my therapist, and now you're.
No, you know what? I am a therapist. I'm an occupational therapist.
You're right, Anna. She's not your therapist. You should probably go get one of those.
I think I got very lucky that Wegovy helped me so much with inflammation and pain. But I'm kind of glad.
I think that's the laptop I used to have. Very, very side note here. I feel like that's the laptop I used to have. I have a new one now.
That this is happening because it makes me realize
Unrelated.
I do really need to do surgery now because I am an incredibly active person, and to see this much mobility, and I'm sure there's patients who are in worse states than I am, but like for me, this is a huge step down from where I was just like a month ago.
I think it's normal. It sounds to me like
Okay, so John is there. This isn't her just setting up her camera. John is filming her.
you're grieving the loss of your mobility or what you thought you had gained, and I think that that's a normal reaction. And I've seen your Instagram page and how much fun that you have on there.
But I can't even do that anymore. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's far.
Anna, you couldn't do it then. Every single one of those videos, every single one of those trips, you've got a video up complaining about how your body just isn't working. Your body's just not allowing you to do things. Your body is actively working against you. Your body's not responding. Okay, yeah, sure, Anna. It's just your body. Like, your body's just a suit that you put on first thing in the morning. It's like my car. It's just the thing. It's just the vehicle I get into to go from point A to point B. It's not something that I need to worry about or take care of, or, you know, it's just like, okay. Yeah, okay. I can't imagine going through life mentally being separate from my physical body. Like, I can't even contemplate what it's like to be disassociated from my own body at all times. I know what it's like to disassociate, but I feel like this is like some kind of like chronic level, and I can't imagine what life must be like to mentally not be connected, or just like completely mentally be disassociated from your physical form. I cannot imagine what that's like. And it honestly sounds kind of terrifying to me.
Part of me being taken away.
Yeah. Lipedema's taken a lot from you, and I'm excited that you're going to start taking back from it. You're going to take your life back.
Sorry, I didn't expect to be this much of an emotional mess, but here I am.
You cried at Run Lab for the exact same reasons. The guy starts telling you that he's going to teach you to walk and how you're going to be able to walk down the beach, and you start crying. Okay, I'm pretty sure if you had shown us your original interviews with the co-pilot people, you probably cried during that too.
Do you know what? Totally normal. This is totally normal. It's sometimes it's hard being on. I have to say it's hard being a therapist because sometimes you show people their deficits, and that's not. It's hard. It's hard for you to see it.
It's like I've been hit by it like so many times in the last week that it's like, because I feel like the last of that medicine is out, so like more and more range of motion keeps going. So like, you know, first it was not being able to do anything high impact, so it was.
So she's doing all of these assessments after she stopped taking her meds? So she's already in pre-op prep, and they hadn't done a mobility assessment until she was in pre-op prep? Is that the timeline here? So they wouldn't even evaluate her until after she stopped taking all of her meds for 2-ish weeks. 2-ish weeks. I'm just assuming 2 weeks, because that's what she keeps saying. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know what to think about that one, honestly. I know that she's within the 2 weeks because she is wearing compression socks right now that she bought on the internet, and I know that because she has a video of her trying them on in her hotel room while she's in New York. So I know where this is falling timeline-wise. I'm just kind of surprised that they... I guess you kind of have to have all of the stuff that's helping with the inflammation out of the system in order to evaluate how the inflammation's affecting her. I guess maybe that's the theory here. But what if she had dropped all of her meds and did this evaluation and had... And here's my other problem with this. this woman doesn't know what Anna's mobility looked like 3 months ago, 9 months ago, a year ago. She doesn't have any idea what Anna's mobility looks like. And honest to God, just the clips that she was showing us of her doing this assessment, she doesn't look any better, or she doesn't look any worse than she did when she did her physical assessment for Run Lab, which again was beginning of the year, end of last year. So nothing's changed in my eyes. I'm not an expert. I'm not evaluating her over the internet via Skype or Zoom or whatever the fuck they're using. So, okay, I'm not evaluating her from across the fucking country, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here, as opposed to, you know, in my office where I could physically see and be present for it. I know that this woman's job is to just be able to write a report to the insurance company to get money. I get that part. So why are they even doing it? I don't even know. Like, does it even matter, really? My point is, though, is this woman has no idea what Anna's mobility looked like prior to this. So there's no way to know if it's affected Anna's mobility. There's no baseline. This is the baseline.
The jumping and the running were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was like lifting weights would exhaust me so much that I like couldn't get out of bed, and it was literally like the last week, you know, I'm bench pressing 25 pounds, and the next week I can't even do like 10. And it's like how did that happen in a week?
Yeah.
And it's just like every week something new kind of slowly breaks down, and I think I'm just sick of like constantly seeing that as I progress towards the surgery. And again, I keep trying to remind myself that it's just more proof that I need to do it, but it sucks.
Right.
Because I know I'm gonna have to start
This woman wants you to stop talking, and I read the room.
from the literal beginning after surgery to get back to what I love to do, and that took me like a year to get there in the first place, and it's all gone.
So, yeah, that is the start of this journey. I will be sharing updates as fast as we can get them done. Please be patient with me. I am tired. My brain is very much just a soup. It's just messy. So if this is a little bit of a ramble, it's probably is a little bit of a ramble because I'm not 100% yet, and I won't be for a while. But I felt this content was important, and I wanted to share it as quickly as I was able. So that's why I'm here doing this today. So with that, guys, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. I'm going to go take a nap now, and I will see you later with the next instance.
I'm more than a little concerned about Anna's energy levels, honestly, because, like, I don't know. I, again, never had these surgeries before. I just feel like she's way more tired. She's blaming the surgery and the treatment for being tired more frequently than it seems like she should. That's me. But in all honesty, Anna, when she was doing the Run Lab stuff, would talk about going out first thing in the morning to do her 1 mile run, and then coming home and taking a nap immediately afterwards. So this level of tiredness is not new for Anna. This is actually pretty on par. That's my other thing, like with this evaluation lady, like everything Anna's complaining about, Anna's always complained about, but this woman doesn't know that. This is normal for Anna. I know she's trying to tell us that it's not, but you just have to watch her videos and you know this is normal for her. It's normal for her to have a nap after walking a mile. That's why I really wanted to know what her recovery looked like after she managed to do the 5K, because she had to have done all 3 miles of the 5K. She had other people there holding her accountable for it, right? And she crossed the finish line. But I also know that walking a mile caused her to need a nap. So what did her recovery look like after she did her 5K? We'll never know. She didn't share that with us, right? If you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and put a coffee cup down in the comment section, because I am finally finishing my first coffee of the day. It is past lunch at this point. So I'm going to go eat my breakfast that I never finished because I started making videos right off the bat. Genius move on my end. And I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I've told you what I think at this point. This video, much like the other one, 100% Anna just trying to get her audience onto her side, including the whole part where people are going to make videos about this video. Yeah, we are. We are indeed. But what she's trying to do there is she's trying to rally her audience around her and to prepare them to be against these videos, which is fine. If you're an Anna supporter, I don't know why you're watching this video. I don't know why you're leaving a comment on the video, but you know what? Your comment qualifies as engagement on the video, so thank you for your comment. But that's kind of the thing. Like, Anna's already trying to like rally her base and build a defense against criticism, which is what these videos are. They're criticism. Some of us are nicer than others. I will give her that. But that's the thing. And also, Anna, honey, if you're watching this, quit watching reaction videos. They're never, even the nicest reaction video is going to send you into a spiral. So maybe don't watch them. And that's all I've got at this point. I'm going to be here for Anna's journey as long as Anna decides to share it with us, because she also does that and just kind of like stops, just stops sharing things sometimes. So it'll be interesting. It'll also be interesting to see how many times the titles of her videos change, because she's also been known to do that. I know the comment section of these videos are highly curated, so there you have that. And that's all I've got. I don't believe that this is, I don't believe anything Anna's saying is, I guess, where I'm going with this. I don't believe that she did any of the things she claims she's doing. I know she didn't clean up her diet. I know she wasn't physically active. I will say that Anna is, of the girls in girl world, Anna is the most physically active, but I think April Lauren's kicking her ass in that area now too, since April Lauren got her weight loss surgery. So I think Anna's about to lose her crown as being the most physically active of the girls. But I don't know. I have feelings about Anna using surgery as the only way to lose weight, because that's what she's doing. She's using this as weight loss surgery without having to have gastric bypass or whatever. Like, she's having weight loss surgery without calling it weight loss surgery. That's what's happening here. I don't know if that's a BOPO health at every size fat acceptance thing where she's trying to once again protect herself from getting backlash from the fat community. I don't know why she gives a shit. Honestly, she wants to sit here and complain about how her health is degrading, but won't do anything about it. Even with this lipedema surgery, having the lipedema removed, it's, if you don't clean up your diet and if you don't lose weight, it's just going to come back. So what are you even doing, you know? But this is the story as Anna wants it to be told. This is the story that Anna's going to continue to push. We're just here along for the ride. So there you have it. Anyway, yes, again, your emoji is a coffee cup. Let me know what you guys think down below. And, yeah, I'll see everybody in the next one. Bye!
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.